or insight, often much more fearful, much more somehow defensive, more narrow, you see. Because that's also an aspect of consciousness, but it's focusing only on what is time-bound. And there will be anxiety, because for every human being who has at least the consciousness to know that the body is not eternal, they know these things. And it does bring in a subtle kind of trauma into the psyche of consciousness that I have so much time. One time it is going to go. You see? Now you're in season. You're at a certain time when now everything is, you're at your most fruitful expression. Then the life force begins to slow down, change and stuff like this. So you can watch all these changes are happening. Even for a young person, they already have, within a short space of time, they have the intuition that this is a journey that ends in a certain place. All the beings, they must go through that door. But some discover such a depth of discovery that that door becomes insignificant for them. Even a joy, even. It's certainly not a fear. Very good.
Cine mai vrea să mă începe? Mine?
Hello, Mooji.
Hello.
I would like if you can speak me about the importance of spiritual practice, because it's for some time now that I try to, meditate, breathing techniques, all sorts of things, but it seems like I have no constance and I cannot reach to a certain result that I imagine that it will come. And if you can tell me it's good to have a constant spiritual practice, or it's not necessary, or
everything for a time. Everything is appropriate for a time. The very sense of practice implies that the thing that you're practicing for is not already here, and that it requires practice to reach that. Now, there is a truth about this, and there is a lie about it. The truth about it, or let's say the lie about it, okay, is that what you are searching for, if it is pure truth, it must be natural. If it is natural, it must be unchanging, in a sense. You see? It means that it's not natural sometimes, and sometimes it's not natural. You see? It cannot be like that. And it must be ever present, which means that it is already here. It cannot be only in a time zone called the future or something. It means that it must be here. What you're searching must be here already. When we think about a journey is a distance away from here. You're moving towards something. All steps go somewhere, are intended to go somewhere, not here. What step do you need to take to be here? You see, what journey would you need to take to be here? The trouble is, everybody would say, no journey to be here. The problem is that our concept of what is here is that is not true. For the one who has realized the truth, what is here is who they are, and it is identical with truth. For the one who has the idea that I am not yet true, which is perfectly understandable, I can tell you where that comes from, that one will always feel I need to make a journey, a practice, an effort to get to the truth. The difficulty is, one is a language of duality, and one is the observation or understanding of non-duality. The language of duality is based upon a conditioning and a belief that I am this body and I am my conditioning. It is all I know of me. That I am alive because I'm breathing, this is my body, and this is who I am. And this belief, when you say this is who I am, is almost always referring to myself as a person, which when I ask you what is a person, nobody really knows. You can say a person is just what my belief, my thinking, my identity, of this. So I have found that all of that is an untruth. But it has a power when it is believed. It is as though it becomes true. And 7 billion beings believe this at this moment in time. You see? With a few exceptions who have come to see, but that's just the idea I have of who I am. You see? So those who have discovered that what we say and what we believe ourselves to be personally, they know that that is only a construction in the mind. That is not true. When they look at you, they see you totally as the truth. They see the truth. That's only what is there is true. But there's a belief inside this truth that it is not that truth, that it is the conditioning. And they will, through their presence and their wisdom, try to get you to go beyond that limitation to discover what is truth. And then you will say, but it has always been here. When you realize that, you will know that there's no journey to make. Then there's no need for practice. I say, not absolutely. Because while the consciousness is dreaming itself to be a person, it has to have some reminder inside that dream to remind it, you're only dreaming this. You are the one aware of these ideas that you're calling yourself. You cannot be that. And slowly, it is waking up out of this hypnosis. This is what is happening.
Okay, I know all that you are saying is true. I know it from the mind point of view, but I want to feel it, you know, and to live it. And because of that, I think that for me, the practice is still necessary. And I want to ask you...
Let's see something. Yeah. Let me see something with you right now.
Okay.
And I'll tell you. I want to examine you.
Okay.
And I'll tell you if you will practice or not something.
All right.
Okay? There's a place inside you, or a position or a state, don't make too much effort about it, where you don't have to make any effort at all. There are certain things that you have to make effort for. But if I say to you, there's a dimension in you, there's yourself, go to that place where you don't have to make any effort at all. Can you do? Can you be, not go physically, but be in that state where you have to make no effort at all. Don't use your head, don't try, no, because that would be using some effort. Just with your own being,
to be myself.
A place,
Just to be myself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that I am in that state, I don't know. I think yes.
No, you are or you think?
I cannot be sure.
When you say, yes, I'm not sure, but I feel, okay, yeah, I can be without effort. Okay?
Yeah.
But that's not something you're doing.
Exactly.
Just that you recognize there's no effort. Okay?
Yeah.
It simply is by itself.
Exactly.
You didn't make it, your parents didn't make it, it's just there by itself. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if I told you now that this is your Buddha nature, okay, would you accept it?
Yes, I accept it as my Buddha nature, but I think it's not permanent, you know? I mean, it's not...
Wait. I'm going too fast, okay? Something is aware of permanence or impermanence, no? Because you just look, you say, yes, that which you're speaking about is there, but it is not permanent. Now, I want to ask you, is it true that it is not permanent, okay, or the focus on it is not permanent?
Yeah,
Slow
it's
down, everybody in the room, just for a bit, okay? That which you say, I say to you, just be in the state where you're not trying to do anything, not even trying to understand what this means. No. I've only pointed you to something. There's a place in you that is completely, no effort is being made. It's simply as it is, okay? Physically and mentally, it's just like this. The body is going on by itself. You're not doing anything about it. It's just going on by itself. And there's a place of being, which is not a doing. It simply is an isness about you. And I said, can you be in recognition of that? You said, yes, I can be recognition. I said, this is your Buddha nature. And you said, yes, I agree, I accept, but it is not permanent. So my question to you, is it true that it is not permanent, or is it that your awareness, your consciousness of it is not permanent?
It's my consciousness. It's my consciousness that is not, my awareness is not present at that moment. And this is why I cannot recognize the state permanently.
Let's look at that, because this is good. It's good. I like it. No? you say that is, but my awareness of it is not permanent.
Yeah.
There is even a power in you that knows that the consciousness, or what you may call awareness, of the constant isness of reality. So the awareness of that is not consistent. But that must be consistent.
Must be.
Let's take time over it. There's something which just is. No human being can control it. No living being can control it. Not even a Buddha or a Christ can control it. It just is. It's a common ground of all sentient beings, that there is just what is. Okay? Now, what is not like this. It's not ising. Okay? It just is. Okay? But there is something else, another factor, that tries to be it. Mind, which you're calling consciousness, is trying to be the isness all the time. Okay? Now you as consciousness is also in the mind that is trying to be the isness. But the isness also pervades that which is trying to be the isness. It is also inside even the desire to be the isness. The is inside the desire to be the isness even. You see? Okay? But because a lot of belief and identity is inside the idea to be the isness, and to try and be the isness is not a truth. Only the isness is true. And when I ask you, that will you accept? This is your Buddha nature? You say, yes, it is, but I cannot be with that all the time. And I'm telling you, something knows and something is aware of the statement, I cannot be with that all the time. That's just an idea. You are the isness. It's not different from you. But we are cultured or conditioned to identify with a mind which is always changing. Therefore, the mind cannot stay with the isness constantly because its nature is to change. The difficulty comes because the isness is identifying a bit with the mind. And the isness is saying, because of its combination with the mind, I find it difficult to stay with the isness. Don't say, I know this mentally. That's also a thought inside the isness itself. The isness is not the wasness or the will-beingness. Although we can say in the language of time, the wasness, the isness, and the will-beingness is all aspects of the isness. It cannot change. The isness is what you are. I want to prove this to you. Therefore, I'm not asking you to practice anything.
Right.
I'm only asking you to look. You see, that all the things you say, like, but the isness is not there all the time. I said, that's not true. It's not the isness is not there all the time. Is that the mind, which is time, cannot stay with the isness. Just like, I give an example, we say, we see the sun going up and going down. And in the human language, we say sun rise, means arise, and sun sets as it goes away. Okay? But the truth is, the sun doesn't move. It is the earth that is turning. But feel our turning. We can only interpret that it seems as though the sun is here and the earth is turning, and when it turns, it seems as though the sun goes down. The sun is there because the earth is turning. If we say the sun is like the isness, and it is the mind that is the mind is the one that cannot stay with the isness. Although the mind arises in the isness. Am I making sense, Doctor?
Yeah.
Actually, the sun example mine is not the best because you are in this example the sun. And the sun is not concerned with the actions on the earth.
Yeah.
The earth, this example is like the mind and all of this, and the comings and the goings and the birth and the death and the you and me and this and that, heaven and hell and all of this stuff. Sun is just, you are the sun, and nothing can happen on the earth without the sun. So you are the center of your own galaxy in a sense. But just through the mind, an idea comes that I am my mind. I am my thinking. And the belief in this idea took away from you your natural awareness that you are the isness. You believe that you are in time, and this body is in time, and this body had grandparents who were, and now they are not. They're in time. So I must also be in time. And what I'm trying to find is the timeless. But all of these are ideas arising in the timeless in the isness. The isness is not something away from you that you can reach. These are all dreams inside the isness itself.
Okay.
The isness is in all sentient expressions. The isness is there. If it were not for the isness, there could not be the wasness or the will-be-ness, which are aspects of time as is painted by the isness. If you understand this, I will not tell you practice or don't practice. It's not necessary. Just be aware of this and let the fruit of this understanding ripen by itself and be consumed by whatever is here to consume it. Otherwise, if you keep identifying, you can only say, I understand this intellectually. But if you understand that there's a mistaken identity, and you are the isness referring to this itself as time, and because of this, it's as though you created a separation in your being, and that is the yoga of understanding. Now you want to unite again and be your wholeness. But in the drama of life, where the expression of duality plays, this will be relatively true. But in the higher understanding, ultimate understanding, you will see that it is all dreamed. That we're dreaming this. Now it doesn't make it terrible, because the dream is also divine. And it is beautiful in its own way. But don't mix up the two states. The dream is occurring in the Absolute. The Absolute is not occurring in the dream. It is the core that generates all this imagery, cause them to be like that. Don't try and give these things to the mind. We've been doing that already. I need to say these things to you, to your heart. Your heart knows what to do with it, not the mind.
Thank you, Mooji.
Hi, Mooji.
Hi.
Very glad being with you. It's incredible for me because I discovered you some while ago, receiving a link on YouTube, and from that moment I think I saw all your satsang on YouTube, and more than this, because I'm working as a healer, let's say, I don't heal anyone, I just keep the sacred space and I help. For this, making a kind of wise woman therapy, yes, something connected with the feminine stuff. And I always started this therapy with a satsang of you. And from that moment I said, why Mooji? Why Mooji came into my life just like this? And today I'm here. And I know because you are full of life, and you are one of the only persons I know as I don't consider you as a maestro, I consider you like a very good friend of mine, open heart speaking all the time, that you are my strongest mirror now into my life, because I'm such a full of joy and such a sparkling person. But in all this joyful and all this dancing time of my life, but I always be like this, there is a duality, because we are always speaking about duality, with this feminine and healer withered faces, I know every coin has two faces, but sometimes I feel like even when I work as a healer, and you know, I think from a moment of time we are doing this all time long without knowing. Even if we have a client, even if I'm doing this I'm staying with my children, all the time being me, I try to heal the world. This is what I feel. But all the time there is something of it's not a witch, it's a happy wizard in me, you know, like Samantha, trying to do stuff. And then in some moments I said, no, this is not okay. This is not good. And you know, for me it's very funny. I mean, I'm not really afraid because always it's pop up from me. But sometimes my mind is, you know, it's asking, it's thinking, why? Why? Even in being a woman every day, you know, I have behind me a hook, which sometimes I don't want to have it, you know, because I said, why do I need to have this hook behind me, you know, like another weapon?
The hook represents what?
It's not a dark part, you know. I don't consider it a shadow, but it's something else from the. Okay, it's not a light, maybe it's a shadow. It's a shadow, yes, a shadow of a healer work, of being a woman, of wearing my femininity in a, I don't know if to say in a proper way.
Okay. You have an insight or a sense of what, when I say you are the self, where do these words go in you when I say you are the self? What does it mean for you?
It's like there are waves coming in and then going out in many ways, like circles around me.
This is what you're aware of. You are aware of this as a movement that occurs inside you somewhere. No? So it's only a phenomenon. No? It is not the perceiver or the perceiving of the movement. You're describing only the movement. Well, whether it goes like this or it goes like this or like this, doesn't matter. It's still only a temporary phenomenon. So it comes. So I am not talking about that. I say, when I speak to you, I say, you are the self. You are the self, the pure self. What does it convey to you? Is there anything feminine about it? Or masculine?
It used to be very masculine. Now a big wave of feminine came. Big wave.
So I just want to understand, because when I speak about it, it's got nothing to do with male or female. The pure consciousness is beyond gender. It's neither Buddhist, nor Christian, nor Muslim, nor Hindu. It's not light or dark. It's not any of the words that you'll find in your dictionary.
Yeah, I think for me now it's a matter of balancing this in me.
Yes, even balancing is a concept in the mind, because the self is naturally balanced. It does not know even the concept of balance or imbalance. It is perfect itself. Therefore, I am not referring to something that must make a practice to be that. I say no. It can only be discovered. It cannot be improved.
Yeah.
It can be discovered. So when I speak of the self, I'm not telling you something that you must do. I'm asking you to recognize something that you cannot recognize through conditional knowledge, through what you were taught or you read, because these are effectively phenomenal. So you're recognizing something which is not a phenomenon. How are you going to do this? How is it possible, except that you come to recognize that it must be yourself, and that everything else is not absolutely yourself. They are only a sort of a sensation occurring in you, that you are perceiving of the phenomenon happens also in you. But yourself you cannot describe. There cannot be a portrait of the self. Then where does that leave you? Who are you? Because if I say I have only love for that which has no face, it has no gender, it has no nationality, it has no religion, you see. That alone is the truth. Everything else that you can describe, it has some condition, it has some, opposite or something. So this, I don't want to speak about this. If I say I only want to meet you, but not your picture, not your autobiography, not your family, not your children, not your dreams, because all of those are phenomenal. How will I meet you? When I say the only thing, if I have a choice, a chance, I would love to meet you, just you. How am I going to do this? So I don't want your experience, I don't want your certificates, I don't want your diplomas, I don't want your experience, I don't want all of these. Not your memories, your dreams, hopes, aspirations, your best friends, who you've known, none of these things. Just you.
I like this.
Yeah.
Okay, and tell me something else, Mooji. May I?
Is there something else?
Yeah. There is always something else.
If there's something else, you have to go again to the mind. You have to go to this place where you can compare and this. And it is fine for me. You can see. But I feel that the most important thing is for you to completely acknowledge your unicity, to acknowledge yourself without supports. This is not arrogance. To leave everything alone for one moment, to leave everything.
It's like surrender.
Yes, you can put like surrender even, you can put like this. But just stop associating with any intention or any phenomenon. Just leave. And so come back to there's nothing you can offer. There's nothing to give, nothing to take. No? But no self-image. No self-image also. Nothing, no memory, not this. But these are functions in you. You are the witness of them. I only want to meet you in your essentialness. Your essentialness. That's all. Then, because I've requested this, and I say I don't need the other things, because they are not permanent, they come and go. And the whole world of phenomenality is a coming and a going. Let me meet the one who does not come and go.
Thank you, Mooji. Thank you very much.
Will I meet you?
Yes.
Then I am happy.
Me too. Thank you, Mooji.
But in this meeting, so to speak, there is no separation. But only you can confirm this. And and you don't have to say anything right now. Then if you take this inside your heart, any other thing you would want to say, I'm happy to leave it. Because we have transcended that. And this is the opportunity of the satsang. Everything else is fine, is divine also, but they're momentary, and it's fine. Momentariness is also fine. But I am not merely the momentary. And I'm not time. Time needs me being you also, to acknowledge that time is, or time appears. And you can do this because you are timeless. But you must realize this inside here, not as words or concepts. But if the aspiration is inside your heart, myself, I'll help you to see it. Very good. Thank you, thank you. Right. Okay. It's okay. It's good. It's good like this. I'm very happy to have the chance to talk about this subject with you, all of you, you know? And to have the experience of going so deeply beyond merely superficial or conceptual dialogue, to feel that you're open to this discovery, because it has never been that someone has discovered truth only mentally, and that is a liberation. Liberation is that you come to know somehow inside that I am that. You don't have to say a lot of things to people. You don't have to tell anybody this. But in your heart you know, I am that. It's not a flattery, it's not a compliment, it's not pride, it's not arrogance. In fact, it is the opposite. It's an innocence. It's a purity. And somehow it takes time to recognize the timeless. This is why we come together, we sit, we discuss, we look, we examine, and authentically. So if you are open to continue in this looking, I will myself join you. So you think about it, and perhaps next time you will maybe consider some questions that may come for you or something. And then if you want to meet about these things, you say to Sabina again, okay, is it possible that we can arrange another meeting and we see if this is possible, if you want?
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
So for now, I am very happy I had this chance to meet you, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
I love you.
Very good. Very good. Love you.
Love you too.